What's up guys, Barry here, and in today's video we're going to be going over 3 beats I made using only output instruments. Reason being is their bundle is currently on sale. It's a bundle that I picked up around the same time last year, and if you're in the market for picking this bundle up or just in the market for some sounds in general, hopefully this video can help you in your decision making process. So the first beat I made, I started off with analog strings, so we'll just solo that out and give it a listen. So what I appreciate most about output instruments is straight out of the box, their sounds have so much characteristics. They're built on a blend of multiple sound sources. So this sound, for example, is a blend of a more acoustic pluck, as well as a more synthy pad. For the melodic part of this beat, we use analog brass and winds. So again, we have a blend of 2 very well curated sound sources. Output also provides great continuity between their different instruments. Navigating through their engine, their effects, as well as browsing through their different and numerous presets is very simple. Signal is another output instrument. This one is a pulse engine that will add some great movement to your track. It comes with the pulse engine turned on, but you can turn it off as well. Substance is the next instrument that I use. It's their bass instrument. I tend to use cleaner sounds in my production, but trust me when I say this instrument has some crazy sounding bass sounds. And the last instrument I use in this beat is Exhale. It's probably their most popular and well-known instrument. Output has a huge library of presets. You can use their notes as instruments, loops, and slices as different textures. For their loops and slices, you can also change the key of the presets. Having used 5 of their 7 instruments, this is the first beat. The second beat, I start off with the vocal loop from Exhale. In Exhale's engine, not only can you adjust parameters and effects, but you can also see the actual loop and sound that's playing. So the next 2 instruments, Rev and Rev X loops, are 2 instruments that I did not use in the first beat. On the keyboard, you'll see red and blue. Blue will represent the samples, red will represent the key that the samples are played at. In this instance of RevX loops, I use the tribal beat preset to add some texture to my track. All of their instruments have a wide range of presets that you can play with. In this instance of analog brass and winds, I find a Hans Zimmer inspired brass sound. For my next group, I use 3 instances of analog strings. This one to support the brass. This next instance is of some super clean plucks to add some dynamic to that heavy hit. And this last preset I use is called Unusable But Funny. That was all of the sounds soloed, so here's the second beat. Before we move on to the third beat, and if you haven't already, please consider hitting that thumbs up button. In this third beat, I start off with a piano preset from Signal. In this instance of RevX loops, instead of using percussion, I use a more melodic sound to add texture to this beat. And you'll notice I use the red keys to change the pitch of the loops. And again, to contrast the previous beat, this time I use rev to play in some melody instead of triggering loops and textures. And once again, there's 3 instances of analog strings. The first instance is to add some more texture. The second instance I used to strengthen the chord progression that the piano was playing. So it seems that I really like the pluck sounds in analog strings, so this third instance is one that plays a counter melody. For the bass sound, I use another clean preset from Substance. If you're one to experiment with crazy bass sounds, which unfortunately I am not, trust me when I say Substance has those sounds for you. And lastly, we finish the beat off with the Need You Forever preset in Exhale. So once again, let's unmute everything and play that beat. Now, if this video brought value to you, and if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like for me to explore more VSTs and different instruments, please let me know down in the comments. And of course, subscribe.